Honestly, man, I was hoping, I was thinking I probably should have done this video even earlier, because there was a rumor last night, like later last night, that Leon Draisaitl was really close to signing, and I was like, nah, I don't believe it. That's not a verified source. But here we go. He has re-signed for a massive contract. We have a new AAV king in the NHL, and it is $14 million. Yeah, Leon Draisaitl absolutely deserves this. He was on a team-friendly contract for pretty much his entire contract. Does he deserve to be the highest paid player in the league? I mean, McDavid's probably better than him, but he is really good. And seeing of how well he performs in the playoffs, let's be clear, man, this guy is unfriggin' believable. Now, in some ways, you could criticize this, but, I mean, maybe you think that players these days get paid too much, but at the end of the day, the NHL is a league in which the top players get paid the most, and everybody else gets paid pretty much nothing, and the bottom of your roster is full of a bunch of guys making, well, maybe like your bottom pair in your defense might be league minimum guys, and your backup goalie, they kind of cheap out on that, and just things like that, right? But your top players are going to suck up a lot of money, and that's just how it is, and this is how the league is. There's a bunch of things to go over here, though, but one that you could absolutely comment on is that this probably makes it more likely that Connor McDavid will re-sign in Edmonton. I doubt Leon Draisaitl would have re-signed without knowing that McDavid would also re-sign, right? Like, you have to think about it that way, that can you imagine if McDavid leaves, they would suck. So this probably all but confirms McDavid is staying, because Leon Draisaitl and McDavid are actually very close from what I hear. So that's also good news for the Oilers. But both of these players perform unbelievably in the playoffs. Like, these players, they're one of the top point per game players in the playoffs. Like, not only are these guys good in the regular season, I mean, like, perennial top superstars in the regular season, but they are literally the players that step up when you want them to, not just regular season players, but players that step it up even more in the playoffs. I mean, this is a guy in his career, still in his 20s, I believe, and he still has like 100+ point seasons. I mean, these are the type of guys that you want to re-sign and keep around for their entire careers. So I think that this is great news for the Oilers, and I mean, they came within one single win of winning the cup. I know that will kill them, and I'm telling you right now, if they had an elite starting goalie, they probably would have won the cup. Although Skinner deserves a lot of credit just in general for what he did. I mean, he was pretty good in the playoffs. He wasn't horrible at all. Now, obviously, he won't be the highest paid player for long. I mean, eventually McDavid will re-sign and overtake with that, although who knows, right? McDavid might be the kind of player that actually wants to not be the highest paid player because all he cares about is winning. But seeing these two that are probably going to be together for their careers in Edmonton must be unbelievable for their fans. Now, if you look into his stats, he's almost like a perfect player analytically, although, unfortunately, his even strength defense is laughably terrible. But I think that's just because he honestly doesn't even try in the regular season. Like, he honestly just doesn't even really actually care in the regular season kind of thing. So that's probably what it is. Probably just a player that's like, yeah, whatever. And when he gets to the playoffs is much better. You know, in my opinion, I was thinking about this. When ranking best players in the league, I honestly would put Leon Draisaitl number 3 or 4. I put him number 3 probably. Right below McKinnon. Like, I think McKinnon is still better. But this is the type of player they're getting, right? I mean, honestly, it makes me very jealous as a Leaf fan that And the best part about this is that they got 8 years, right? This is what makes me so jealous as a Leaf fan. Like, dude, how do they get all these players 8 years, but the Leafs get that? Essentially, they get the same cap hit, 13.2, but the Leafs only got Matthews on a 4-year deal, right? I mean, that's brutal. At least they got 8 years, right? Because then you don't have to worry about it. That's the cap hit for 8 years, right? I mean, damn. Because when it comes to the Maple Leafs, they always have to worry about these players. Oh, this guy's coming up in 4 years. Now, to be fair, Nylander did sign for 8 years, but I don't know. It just kind of kills you, man. It just kind of kills you. Like, it's much more preferable when a player is just willing to sign 8 years so you can be sure that you know what you're getting, right? It just brings a level of certainty that it kind of pisses you off when you see all other players in the league are doing it. All other players in the league are doing it, right? All other players in the league are re-signing their players to fair contracts that are 8 years in length, but nope, Leafs can't do it. Leafs can't do it. Like, honestly, other contracts infuriate me as a Leaf fan. But I'm not going to talk too much about the Leafs right now because this is an Edmonton Oilers video, and I am telling you, man, this team is going to be good. I honestly think that, I mean, I would love it to be the Leafs, but that's not going to probably happen. Like, but off of how the Edmonton Oilers perform in the playoffs, how their top players perform in the playoffs, I absolutely believe that this team, this Edmonton team, with McDavid, Draisaitl, if they could just make a couple of smart moves, you know what I mean? It doesn't have to be perfect moves, but just some smart moves. I honestly think that they are going to bring the cup back to Canada. I really, really, truly do believe that. They were one win away from winning the Stanley Cup. Think about how close that team was. Like, it's honestly crazy that there's been no team that in Canada that has done it, but the fact remains is that they absolutely haven't, right? You know, it is what it is. I do think that this is the team right here that's going to do it. Hey, but either way, I am finished the video now, so I'm going to leave the video there. If you could like, comment, and subscribe, tell me why I'm wrong, tell me why I'm right. I would really appreciate it. Thank you guys, and have a great day.